I'm Dan Radcliffe, and I am playing Tim Jenkin in Escape from Pretoria. So Escape from Pretoria takes place in 1970s South Africa. I play Tim Jenkin. Dan Webber plays a character called Stephen Lee, who are both very, very real people. They were both fighting or working for the ANC, the African National Congress, and they were making bombs, but they were making bombs that distributed information. So they were completely non-violent. One of the bombs literally went off in someone's hand once and did them no damage whatsoever. So they would, but it was about the spread of what was sort of considered, seditious sort of information. And so they, as a result of that work, got sent to Pretoria Prison, which was the one of the maximum security prisons in South Africa at the time. And they were specifically kind of the white political, but the prisons were segregated as the country was obviously under apartheid at the time, and which they were fighting against. And they went to prison, and not only was the white and black population separated in prison, but also the political prisoners were separated from the rest of the white population. So Tim and Stephen, the guys we play, ended up on a cell block with, a rotating cast, but ultimately probably no more than 12 or 15 other people. It was a very, very small thing. And Tim and Stephen, from the moment they got into prison, from before they were actually imprisoned, they were just determined to escape from the word go. And so Escape from Pretoria takes them from just after or just before they get arrested for the first time. You pretty much at the beginning of the movie, we're straight into the prison, and then you watch how they escaped. And it's a true story, and one of the reasons I wanted to do it was because it's not, I love a prison break movie. That's very exciting. I love watching that. I love it even more if it's based on a true story. And the fact that it's based on a true story and it is such an ingenious, unique thing that they did in order to escape was absolutely one of the things that made me want to tell the story. Yes, so I was very lucky to be able to Skype with Tim initially, and then Tim Jenkin, who I played, came out to set, and he, it was very intimidating, honestly, meeting and talking to him, because he is so incredibly smart, but also he's so unassuming, and he kind of, I still don't know if Tim fully sees how remarkable what he did is. I think he thinks, well, anyone with the right mindset and the kind of time and application could do this. And I know that I definitely could not have ever, if you give me a million years, I couldn't have done what he did in this film, in this true story, I should say. So it was slightly intimidating having him out on set for a few weeks, but I think he enjoyed it and he seemed really happy with what we were doing. So yeah, it was nice. Not particularly, only in that, I'm going to prepare for something as hard as I can either way. I think it made me slightly more conscious of the accent on the days that he was there, and also just conscious of the weirdness of, because, we were filming it in an actual prison, not the prison that he was in, obviously. We filmed it in Australia, so different place entirely, but we were all wearing prison outfits similar to what we're essentially recreating his a quite, I think, a dark period of his life in front of him. So I don't know. I don't think it made me prepare harder, but it does make you more aware of the responsibility of this is really someone's life and what you're doing justice to in that. Aside from reading the book and sort of talking to Tim and learning a bit more about sort of South Africa at the time generally and the political situation there, there wasn't a huge amount. My main thing that I had to learn to do for this film was the actual unlocking of the door from inside the cell, which requires a key on the end of a broom handle, and a mirror. So you're watching, so you're going that way, you're holding a mirror there and then sticking a key on the end of a broom out that way through the bars of your cell to then like get it into the lock and turn it, and then like, which is the thing they really did, and that took a long time because a lot of takes. I think I am I might totally be bragging undeservedly here, but I think I'm the only actor who actually did it on camera, who actually like managed to do it. Because I did have more time than the other guys, but I was like determined to get it at least once. It was very hard. It did make me just go, yeah. I mean, I think it put into perspective how hard it would have been to do in real life for sure. I mean, I think the themes of Pretoria are things about human nature, about determination, and the kind of the mindset of Tim's whole philosophy became when he was inside, that if you are not actively trying to escape at any point, then you are becoming complicit with the regime. Like, if you're not actively trying to harm this regime that you hate at every time and cause trouble and disrupt it in whatever way you can, which in their way would be by escaping, then you are, you're complicit with it. The other argument from the other side, that many of the other prisoners took, was that actually the most righteous thing and the thing that helps the cause most is to do your time and serve as a symbol of kind of silent protest. So I think one of the themes that interested me the most was like the difference in those ideologies and these people who are all fighting for the same thing but come at it from very different points of view on like what is the best strategy here, and what is philosophically what is the best way to go about like fighting this war, and it is just to put it very simply, it's also about friendship and how these two guys, and then they meet a third character called Leonard, who's played by an amazing actor called Mark Winter, and so Dan Weber and I and Mark all become a little trio who are escaping together, and it's really about how having something to live for, be it each other or the escape, is the thing that keeps them going, the thing that keeps them focused, and the thing that, and then watching them sort of, get each other through this process. And it's also just like a testament to human ingenuity and the fact that they to be inside a prison cell and work out a way of making enough keys out of wood from just memory and from your eye to be able to go back and draw a key and to do, the sort of testament to, just the genius things that human beings can do is, hopefully will be exciting for an audience to watch. Yeah. This is Francis and Anne's first first feature-length film. He is, I can't say enough nice things about him. He's so passionate, and he's been with this project for I think 7 or 8 years. I would say that there is nobody outside of the people who were directly involved in the escape at the time. Outside of them, Francis knows more than anyone about this story in the world. Like, he has researched it so meticulously. I believe that Francis could escape from prison, like, now, given the amount of information and research he's done. He also like has a tremendous vision for the film, and managed to do some really cool camera stuff even as we were like up against it time-wise, and and he's so passionate and so enthusiastic and so like grateful. There was one moment on set where we were kind of getting shut down. We had to finish filming for the day, and we were being told we had to finish it. And the crew basically said like, no, we're okay. Like, do one more take. We'll all stay. Like, don't worry about it. Like, whatever. And I mean, it was literally 3 minutes. It's the kind of thing I've seen happen on other sets and be absolutely fine and not be a big deal. And some directors take that kind of stuff for granted. Francis literally ran around like trying to hug and kiss every member of the crew afterwards and thank them all individually in the most like earnest, sweet way. Like he is so passionate about this project, and I think he's done a really great job on it. And I'm excited to see. I hope this is like a big thing for him because I think he's really talented. Yeah, I mean, it's when you meet. It's always funny when you meet somebody that you are playing lifelong best friends with. There is a sense of, oh, we need to get to know each other really quickly, or just get to I always find that, and I think, and it was because it's Dan, and then Mark also who's playing Leonard is a key piece of that trio as well. So I do think we all, and there's something about being shoved into a confined space with each other for a couple of months that just forces a certain amount of intimacy, and you see people on good days and bad days, and I think there's the process of filming can create a closeness between you that is that's, I don't know, like that sort of then helps inform what you're doing on screen. And Dan and Mark were both just lovely people and really easy to work with. And I think we knew we'd be moving very fast on this one, so we all just sort of got in and hit the ground running. And it was a really, really good group. We also had the nice experience on this film of kind of working with, because we're in the same set with the same group of people for so long, all the background and everyone else, even and the smaller supporting parts and the background artists, like everyone is sort of just the same people for 2 months. So there is like a I think the sort of the bond that is, that I'm sure happens when you're in a prison for a long time, happened in a very, very, very minor way between all of us. I mean, I think the last scene should be, I hope kind of emotional for people. Like it should not necessarily emotional in that you are, the fact that you're moved, but almost moved as much out of relief as anything else. Because I think that, if it turns out the way we all want it to, like the last sort of the 20 minutes to half an hour preceding the last sort of moments of the film should be so tense and should be so kind of just like one of those moments where you're kind of screaming at them inside to just like, go back, no, give up, like, don't do this, you're in terrible danger. That by the time you get to that end scene, it should be hopefully pretty cathartic and exciting, and it is. And so I suppose that's what I'm. And also, just like, I love particularly Mark's performance in that last scene is so like energetic and kind of funny that I'm hoping people are like, I want people to be like kind of laughing, crying. That's the real ideal. I'm not, if you're not, that's fine, but that's what we're aiming for.
Whatever happens again, don't give up.
You are the white mandala. You are the most deluded of them all.
No pens, no radio, no newspapers, no political conversation. How many years?
8 for me, 12 for him. Oh, but we don't plan on staying that long.
It's 20 foot high. The barbed wire covers every inch of the yard. Tunnels in any direction. They just lead you back on the prison property. Everybody comes in here and they're going to break out of here by next week.
From wood. I won't break if you go against the grain.
There's a reason in case I made that admit.
So all we have to do is make a really complex key, then get it to reach a keyhole on the other side of a steel panel 3-inch thick iron door to which we have totally no access. I love it.
You fail, get 25 years if you're lucky. A bullet in the head if you're not. Halt!
What is this?
No!
Someone's coming, quick.
I won't give up.